The geese are here. So we're heading down to the leach field area, the proposed leach field area. I just got here. I haven't been down here yet. I'm going to, if my holes are dry, hopefully my numbers should end up good. And hole number 1 is dry. Hole number 2 is dry. Three is dry. They all have a lot of mud in them. 4 is dry. I expected them. I had pea gravel so that I'd have a solid bottom in them. Semi-solid bottom. Try and make it easy to measure off of. They are all dry. All right. That's a good start. That's a good sign. So now we're going to put 12 inches of water in each hole, record the time, and then come back and check in an hour. So the first hole I cleaned out, there was quite a bit. The first hole I cleaned out, the mud is shaped in a bowl in here. Oh, see, this one's different again. I was gonna say that first one, it was 6 inches of mud on the outside at least, and I didn't really try to get the inside before I mixed it up. I guess this one's got about 6 inches on the outside again, and it's probably only 3 inches in the middle. Still sucks, but is what it is. We'll get it cleaned out, and there's 3 inches of mud on top of my gravel is what I'm saying, but we'll get it cleaned out. The last one I did, there was barely an inch, if that maybe, over the gravel. So I thought, well, hey, I might just have to clean out the very middle of it. But that's not the case on this one. It wasn't the case on the first one either. So I'll just clean the mud out. It's not that big a deal. It's only mud. My skin's waterproof. Here's my tote. That's how I'm getting the water. I got all the holes cleaned out. I'm ready to start putting water. It's just gravity feed the water into these holes. I cleaned them all. So I got a semi-solid bottom. I cleaned them all, so I got a semi-solid bottom to measure off of. I can put my measuring stick down there and see where it ends up. I'm going to put 12 inches in each hole. I will record the time and come back in an hour and check. Got this stick here. Already has, I made a 12-inch mark on it. I'm gonna make some more graduations on it so that I can tell how far it's fallen each time I check. I plan on filling all the holes just the same, right up to 12 inches. And then after an hour, I'll measure it, see where I'm at. And then fill it back to 12 inches. And another hour later, I'll do that until I start getting consistent measurements so that I know that it's not just the ground getting saturated. It should already be saturated because I filled the holes last night, but I'll just keep doing it. I got all day. I'll keep doing it over and over until I get consistent measurements. Okay. Okay. Okay, here I am. I started this at 1:35. It is now 2:35. So I'm going to measure this hole. I'm going to write down how far it dropped, and then I'm going to add water, bring it back up to 12 inches. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. But it is just over 1 inch. Just barely 1 inch. I'd call it over 1 inch. Okay. So, this is my start time. These are going to be my 12-inch times. So, at 2, this is my start time. These are going to be my 12-inch times. Over here, it's 2:35, and we dropped 1 inch. So that's 60 minutes an inch. That's not great for me. It's just the first measurement, but that first measurement is not a good indicator of where I'm at. That's just the first measurement. I mean, it's a good indicator for where that hole's at, hopefully, but we gotta take a few more samples out of it. Hopefully the others, I don't know, I guess I don't expect them to turn out better on that hole, but hopefully the other holes turn out better. So I'm waiting on my third measurement on my percolation test, and my first round I had one hole that dropped 9 inches in the hour. My second round I had a hole that dropped 9 inches the first hour was dry the second hour. All the water was gone. So that was at a minimum of 12 inches an hour, which is, if I'm figuring it up right, is 5 minutes an inch, which is the minimum for the minimum Nebraska allows for without having to modify things. They don't want your effluent seeping down to the water table too fast without being treated, without being filtered by the dirt, basically. Sorry, standing with you guys in the sun. So I'm going to start checking that one on the half hour to see where it's at, see what it's actually falling at. And I'm going to have to get a hold of, it's only one hole and they want you to average them out. So I'm not worried about it for my averages, but I'm still gonna have to talk to them to make sure that it's not gonna be an issue. I don't want my effluent, the septic water, to be seeping into my pond, or even worse, down all the way to the water table without being treated, and be sucking that water out of the water table with my well. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to look into that. My holes are right behind me, right here. I have to be 50 feet from surface water, which I am. And here's my pond. So, yeah, that's not... I just want to make sure I'm okay. But I think it's time. It is 4:22. Last time I filled it, it was 3:50. So it's been a half hour. So I'm gonna check it. My checking stick's over here. I'm gonna check it and then refill it. And then go back to my normal schedule. Now I'll start back at the beginning, check over here. And then pick it up on the hourly next time around. So this time I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you see that? I'm in the shadow. There you go. So 7 plus just a touch. I'm gonna call it 7 inches and refill the hole. That's gonna put me at 14 inches an hour, not 12. So, yep, I'm gonna have to check into this one. Okay, here I am. It is 5:34. I'm ready to take my final measurements. I'm on my first hole. I'm at about 2.5 inches. Let me check my time one more time. 5:34. So I'm crossing my last measurement out because I didn't add any water. That way, because this hole has only been losing about 1 inch an hour. So I didn't add any water. Didn't bother adding any water that last time. It's so even with going two hours, I'm still at 9.5 inches of water in that hole. This one I didn't add any water to either last time. And this one I didn't add any water to either last time, and it's at 3.5 inches. So, check the time. 5:36. Cross that out. 5:36. 3.5 inches. And this last one sucked the whole 12 inches down in a half hour. Might have been 34 minutes, and it's dry. So that one kind of worries me a little bit, but it's one of the furthest ones away from the water. I don't know. I will be in touch with my, what's the name of it? The Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ. Whoever that guy. I'll be talking to those people. Might not be a guy, I don't know. Whoever that person is, whoever the person is in charge of that, or would know about this stuff in that division. But other than that, I'll be adding just a little bit more after I get all my numbers wrote down and figured up.